Hi everyone, I'm Sasha from So Make and Truly's Comforts Interiors. I thought what I would do today is I would share with you how I make my sweet potato and carrot soup. If any of you have come to my So Make classes and workshops where I offer lunch, I generally make either wraps or a soup, and one of the most popular ones is a sweet potato and carrot, and I always get asked for the recipe. So what I thought I'd do for you all today is I thought I would share with you the recipe, as I've got a class tomorrow and I'm currently making the soup. Right, okay, you are going to need to have a medium-sized onion. If you're making it for quite a lot of people, you're going to need to have, and I would suggest about 6 to 8 people, you're going to need to have 2 quite large sweet potatoes, and you're going to need about 4 carrots. So I have already chopped up my sweet potato and my onions. I've placed my onions in a large pan with quite a big chunk of butter, and they have been sitting on the heat, simmering away quite nicely. So they're nice and soft now. So I'm going to pop in my 2 peeled, quite chunky chopped sweet potato. You don't have to be precise, you just have to chop it up. If you're anything like me, I'm too busy, I haven't got time to be precise, so just chop it up as chunky and as quickly as I can. And then with the carrots, they've just been given a wash, I just top and tail them. And there's 4 quite sort of medium to large sized carrots. And then all I do is I chop into 4, and then again similar size for the sweet potato, and then just chuck it in the pan. So just to recap, I've got 1 medium-sized onion, peeled and really chunky chopped as quickly as you can. Same with the sweet potato, and I've got on this one, for 6 to 8 people, I've used 2 large sweet potatoes. If you've got about 2 to 4 of you, you can get away with using just 1 large sweet potato and probably 2 large carrots. I still use a whole onion, however I'm used doing it for 4 or 8 people. If you prefer, you can put more onion in, but either way, still tastes the same, to be honest. So I'm just popping all of that into the saucepan. I'm feeling I might not have a large enough saucepan here, but should be fine. Just finishing off this last carrot. Probably should have paused the video while I did this, but anyway. No Jamie Oliver with my knife skills here, just literally chop and chuck in. Okay. Bear with. Okay, so what next? I'll show you in the pan. Everything's all in there. So what you need to do now is grab yourself some hot water, boiled kettle water, and then just fill until it covers over your vegetables. I'm going to move the camera so you can see it a bit clearer. Okay, so I've covered that right over, just literally so it's covering. Now, depending on whether you're vegetarian or not, or vegan, I generally use these Knorr stock cubes, and I generally use the chicken ones because I just think it just gives it a much nicer flavour. I use 1 if I'm doing it for 4 people, 2 to 4 people, and I use 2 for my 6 to 8 people. And just add that in there as well. The other thing that I add is a chopped chilli. So nice chilli, fresh red chilli. I would just like to add that I buy, if you're local to Woking, which is where I am, there is an absolutely fantastic fruit and veg shop called Boz's Fruit and Veg, and it's in Horsell Village, and it is fantastic. I think he's just about to open one in Nap Hill. So I buy all of my fresh fruit and veg from there. Always have such a huge selection and always lovely and fresh. And I know quite a lot of people that live in the area that shop there too. It's fantastic. So shout out to Boz. So all I do is I just chop up my chilli. So it's quite roughly chopped. If you want to, you can take out the seeds. Now I'm going to take them out purely because I don't know how hot my students that are coming, how they like the heat or not. So I tend to just take out that. If it was just for us at home, I leave the seeds in. It doesn't bother me at all. We quite like things medium hot. So yeah, as you can see, chop up the chilli and then just chuck it in the soup. And now just pop the heat up, give it a season, salt and pepper. I'm using sea salt here. Another option is, instead of using the butter at the beginning, you could use coconut oil, which is again what I usually use, but for when I make it at home for the family. But I haven't today, just in case people have got a dislike to too much coconut. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the heat up. I'm going to bring this to the boil and let everything cook. Hello, it's me again. So back to the soup. It's all cooked and I've left it to cool for about an hour. So next thing what I need to do is grab some coconut milk and just pour probably about, if you're doing it for 6 to 8 people, you're probably going to use about a third of a tin. Then you can save some for decoration. Give that a bit of a stir with a ladle. And then start pouring it into, I'm using my KitchenAid blender, but you could use just one of those hand blenders. Mine's broken, which is why I'm using this one. And then just blend down. It's so messy, it's ridiculous. Right, okay, so on here, the lid on, and then blend. Stop doing it. Okay, so that's blended quite nicely. I'm just going to pour it into this jug here, and then just repeat with the rest of the soup. That's it. All you do is you just, it can come out quite thick sometimes, so you might want to add a bit more water, a bit more coconut milk, it's up to you. So my next task of the afternoon is to make chocolate brownies. So I'm just going to bring them over here. And yeah, so I always use the Joe Wick saying, I'm prep like a boss. So I've got my, I don't know if most of you know, or maybe you don't, but I'm gluten free. So I use Dove's gluten free plain flour for these. And I just use the recipe that's on the back. I've been using it for years and it seems to be really, really popular. I'm just gonna move that up a bit. So yeah, I've just prepped everything. I've melted the butter and the 75% dark chocolate. What this says that you need 150 mils of chocolate, and then you need 100 grams, if I'm right, of butter. So I've just melted that in there. So now what I need to do is, in a bowl, I need to put the 100 grams of gluten-free flour. I need to put in the sugar, which is 200 grams, really not good for you. And then I also need to put in the 3 eggs, which I've just given a bit of a light whisk to. These are free range large eggs. And all you need to do when you've done that is, let's move the camera down, you can see. I can find my spatula. It's just basically just stir. It's the most easiest recipe for brownies, but they make the most delicious brownies ever. So, excuse my dogs barking in the background. They've been put in the garden while I'm baking. Food hygiene, etc. So, they don't like it. So yeah, just give that a quick mix. And then once that's all mixed in, you've got no more lumps of flour. Just chuck in the chocolate. So I just got interrupted by children and dogs. So yeah, so now all I'm doing is just folding that egg mixture into the chocolate. That's it, just fold it in until it's mixed in. It doesn't take long. Like I said, it's the most quickest, easy recipe, and it makes the most gooeyest, fudgiest brownies ever. So can you see? Nice. Okay, once you've done that, you can at this stage add anything. You can add orange zest, you could add orange extract, chilies, coconut, you could add pecans, walnuts, coffee. You can basically add what you want. I like to add freeze-dried raspberries, but I've not been able to get any this time. So then you just pour it into your lined tin, like so. And then next I just grab my white chocolate and I just sprinkle my white chocolate over the top. And basically that is it. It just goes into a preheated oven, gas mark 4 for about 25 minutes. I check it after about 22 minutes because I quite like mine really squidgy, but you don't want them to be too squidgy. So 22, just check, and yeah, that's that then. That's them done. So yeah, you go, ready to go in the oven. So I hope you've liked watching my video and learning how to make the sweet potato and carrot soup, plus also making some gluten-free chocolate brownies. I hope to pop on a quick post later on when they're cooked so you can see what they look like. Otherwise they'll probably be on my @SoMake Facebook page, a couple of photos, and obviously photos from tomorrow's class as well. So I'll leave it there. Have a great weekend and pop back and have a look at the videos that I plan to do in the future. Take care, bye.